Hey there, so welcome back to another video. Okay, so the other day I was going through my channel and I was looking at all the videos that are on there, and just an announcement, we did make it to 80 subscribers. I don't know if by the time this video goes up it'll be more, but we did make it to 80, so I'm very happy about that. Thank you so much for everybody who has subscribed to my channel. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do it, like I'd really appreciate that. And I was going through and I went to my first video that I uploaded and it was a mess. Wow. Shame. It'll still be like my favorite video on my channel. I just think that it's really funny. That video to me is very funny. I don't know why, but a lot has also changed since I recorded that video. I decided that this Sunday we do a very calm and relaxed video, nothing too serious. We're just gonna do an updated like base routine for me. Yeah, especially because it has changed. So, and when I say base, I mean it's like this is what I do before I do a fancy eyeshadow, or most of the time this is what's going on underneath whatever makeup look I've created, unless it's like super out there or anything like that. So that's what I mean by base. But yeah, with that being said, let's get on into the video. Okay, so not much has changed in the way that I moisturize. Still good old E45. It is winter at the moment, so I use jojoba oil as well to get my skin nice and glowy and moisturized. So I mean, I went through this in my skincare sort of video, and I mean not much is different. It's basically the same thing. I just drop some jojoba onto my face, rub that in a little bit, and then take some of the E45 and just apply that over the top. Especially because it is winter right now, my skin is extra dry. Love that for me. I just rewatched my first video just to recap on everything that I did say in there. I basically want this to be like a, not redo, but like sort of a retry of that video. Because I mean, although it is funny, it was kind of messy, which I mean, what can you expect from, my first YouTube video, but anyways. And my red face is showing now. So yeah, we have a nice glowy base down, thank you. And then yeah, basically the reason why I wanted to do like a really chilled video this Sunday, is because I wanted to do something special for Pride Month. Just because, Pride Month is literally next week, guys. I don't know if you know that. If you didn't know, now you know. But Pride Month is next week, and it's obviously a very special month for a lot of us. And yeah, I just thought I would do something really cool for Pride Month. I'm taking a risk though, just because I know that my Face Shot Month videos weren't really that well received. Like, those videos didn't do that well. So I know I'm taking a risk, but again, it is my channel, and if I'm not happy with my content, it's not fun for me. So I did start using a different foundation. I do still use the L'Oreal foundation. It just depends on how I'm feeling that day. If I want to use this one, if I want to use that one, whatever. This is the Revolution Conceal and Hydrate foundation. I don't know, is it important to say the shade name? I'm still new to all this kind of. Like, I don't think it's that important because not everybody's the same shade. But if you're wondering, it's F7. And basically this is like super watery. So I usually do like 2 pumps of my L'Oreal. But because this is watery, I do 1 pump at a time. And just get that on before it like runs off the side of my hand. And you'll see why I like this foundation so much. It's like super lightweight and so nice and like glowy, and it doesn't look dry on me, which is important, especially because my skin is dry. But anyway, so what I was saying is, like, for Pride Month, what I was thinking about doing is sort of every video in Pride Month is going to be like a history video, just because I feel like there are a lot of people who are quite confused with a lot of the parts of the LGBTQIA plus community. Like, there are lots of people who don't really understand what the parts of the community mean. And so I just want to use my platform to sort of educate. So every video is going to be a different part of the alphabet mafia, and we're going to go through what it means to be that part of the community and what it means. Like, I'll have a few personal stories for some of them and things like that. So yeah, I think that'll be a cute idea. If you do not want to see that, chances are I'll probably do it anyways, just because I have my mind sort of set on it already. And then also we'll do like looks based on the flags in the LGBTQ community. So yeah, I've already planned out the looks, and because Pride Month, with my upload schedule, I'm pretty sure there will only be 8 videos. So because of that, I can't do every single flag like in the community, like I can't do all of them. So I just took the ones that people have misconceptions about, and I took the ones that I can personally, you know, tell some stories to. So yeah, I hope you guys are excited for that. But anyways, as you can see, look how like glowy it is. So I do use the Conceal and Define concealers from Revolution. Listen, in my original base, I used to use those Maybelline sponge tip ones. I don't know why I used them for as long as I did. They weren't that great. If I'm being honest, the coverage was just like eh, and sometimes it would leave like a really like gross undertone underneath the concealer, and yeah, I was not into it. So now that I've moved on to these, they're actually working a lot better. So highly recommend, they're really nice. So yeah, I'm super excited for that, just because I feel as though, why not use your platform to educate people, especially with the LGBTQ community. There are so many people who have misconceptions about different parts of the community and what it means to be genderqueer, what it means to be pansexual, what it means to be, you know, all these things. And I feel like people don't really take time to go look it up. You know what I mean? And I know my audience is not that big yet and things like that. But if I've told one person something, that's good enough. I have gone over my nose contour already. Also, all my contour is exactly the same as it was in my first video. I don't think I'll ever get rid of that way to contour. Like, thank you, Cole. Thank you so much for teaching me how to do that, because I don't think I'll ever get rid of it. You know what I mean? Oh, I forgot to do my highlights. Hold on. So I use C6 to conceal, and then I take C3 to just highlight my high points. I can't believe I forgot to do that. I'm such a chop. Definitely will be doing a video speaking more in depth about what it means to highlight, what it means to conceal, things like that, and do more like of an in-depth tutorial / run through of why it's important. So again, my nose contour has changed a lot, but I've already gone through it in my contour videos, so period. So if I do get to this point and I'm like, I put a little bit too much, I just grab a little beauty blender. Okay, we're going in with C6 again, and we're highlighting my nose, but I rub this brush on my towel to get as much of the product off. I know I could just use a different brush, but I don't have the energy all the time. And then this is just like, it's such a perfect brush for doing the sides. So then I take that and I just go on the sides. Create that highlight next to my nose. Because without the highlight, your nose is just like brown, if you know what I mean. So the highlight's really important, and lots of people forget about the highlights. And then again, lip brush and C6. Not all the way down. Well, I don't like to do it like that. Lots of people do, but I don't. I just do the top. That's something that I did leave out of my first video though, because I was editing it and I was like, oh no, this is gonna be too long. So then I just took out almost all of the nose stuff and the illuminator stuff. So all of that was out of the video. Even though I did film myself doing it, it never made it into the video because I was scared that it was going to be too long. And now looking back, I sort of regret it. So powder contour, basically the same thing. I just do a few things different. So I do still use this palette. I really like her still. But when it comes to my nose especially, I like this shade more. It's just nicer for me, in my opinion. And I use like this little angled brush now, whereas before I think I just used this, which is why it was so broad. And then I take this brush, and that's when I go up and down the sides, just to nicely blend those lines out. Oh, okay, well you can't see that anyways. Just to blend it, because you don't want it to be like two brown lines. And then just microfiber again, just to sort of diffuse that a tiny bit, you see? Then I do take this palette on this little sponge. I don't know if I've showed you guys this, but this is a NYX sponge and it's naturally flat on one side. But I was like, I need to like bake the sides of my nose, so let me cut the other side. And as you can see, this side is not flat. And then I just take the flat sides and I bake the sides of my nose like this. And then I just blend that away with the microfiber. And then sometimes after that step, some of the contour goes away. So then I just go back in with this brush, whatever's left on it. I just go over those lines again. Do you see how much softer that is from like my original, how I did it back then? Then I go ahead of myself. Before I do the rest of my powder contour, I go in with blush. And before I did just take a brush and go, and that to me sometimes made my nose look a little big as well. So instead of doing that, now I grab this little brush and I apply it with her instead. Then normal powder contouring now. Well, I say normal. I mean like the rest. And for that I do use a angled powder brush, and I still use the same shade, this one over here. And you see how like my natural skin tone is coming through a little bit? Some people would be annoyed by that, but I am not. I really just don't even mind, just because like I said, I'm not a fan of like full coverage foundations anyways. So the fact that some of my natural skin tone is coming through, I actually like that. Whereas some people would not like that. They want it all to be concealed and like put away like Ulsa. You know, conceal, don't feel. Very that. Let's go into this blush. I used to use my Ben Nye palette, but then I found this blush palette. It's from LA Girl. It's the Glow palette. I found this one. Well, it's not a blush palette, but this face palette. And this blush over here I really like for my cheeks. We just load the brush with the blush. Tap some excess off. And again, my blush placement is the same as it was in my first video. So we're just going back here. When I do apply blush, I don't go in with my brush and like sweep it onto my face directly. I sort of do like soft, barely touching my face motions, if that makes sense. I'm just like lightly dusting over my skin. I hope that does make sense. And then what I do is I take the next blush color, which is this one over here, and I also just pack that onto the brush, and I go into my hairline, my forehead, and my jaw. Just because I am like obsessed with blush. And then just to tone it down a tiny bit, because I do know I can do a lot, I go over my blush and my contour and all that with my microfiber. Then powder. So I do also use a different powder now. The powder that I used back there in my first video, it's strictly for clients. And then I obviously have to powder my forehead because this forehead of mine is creasy. Also just a powder brush. I am using the Essence All About Matte powder to set wherever. Then update on the eyebrows. So as you can see, I've dyed them because my hair is black, so I dyed my eyebrows black as well. So I don't really fill them in anymore, just because I feel like they are dark. I don't need to fill them in. If I really feel like it, if I feel like being fancy, I'll maybe go in and just like sort of define the ends and join some hairs, but I haven't done it in a while, so I'm not going to do it now. But basically, a tip that I have recently started doing if you're in a rush to get somewhere. Like lots of the time I rush to get to wherever, or even if you're just like having a no makeup day and you're just like want to look sort of neater. So I have hairspray over here, and what I do is I spray my spoolie with hairspray until it's like sort of dripping, and then I run that through my brows as sort of a replacement for soap, because even with soap you need to wet the soap before you can run it through your brows, whereas with hairspray it's sort of just like already wet and you spray it on the spoolie and then you're done. So that's a neat little tip for you. This is what I've been doing. Instead of defining them, I've just been going over them with some hairspray. Okay, so like I said, I did leave this part out of my previous video, but basically how I do my illuminator, I still use the Switch Beauty one. It's so good. This shade works for me. None of the other shades work for me. I honestly don't mind, just because all these other shades, like I said in my first video, I sort of like did a weird cut where I just left this in. But all these other shades work really well for people who have a medium to deep skin tone. Yeah, I'll just pack that onto my fan brush. And then let's do some mascara. Mascara. Or massacre. And now the most important step, Carmex. Put in our Carmex, the Carmex way, you know. Well, not the Carmex way, the Canon way. Okay, so there we have it, my base is done. I hope this video was enjoyable, and I just quickly wanted to say, like, thank you to whoever is watching this and has been here since the first video that I did. I know it's only been like 3 or 4 months, and I know that's not a long time, but it feels like a long time to me. Like, I feel like I've been doing this for a while. So yeah, I just wanted to say thank you to whoever is watching right now and has been here since the beginning. I really appreciate it. It's been fun. Oh, it sounds like I'm leaving. It sounds like I'm stopping. I'm not stopping. It has been fun. It's been challenging. And I've had to work very hard to even get here. I know 80 subscribers is not much to rave about. I'm happy. So yeah, and I really appreciate every single one of the people that watch my videos regularly. Even if you weren't there from the beginning, it's okay. I really don't mind. I am happy that you are here, and yeah, that being said, please don't forget to like the video. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you have not already. If you feel like it, put a little comment in the comment section. I can't wait to see you next time, and I hope you have a great morning or evening or night. And I can't wait to see, wait, I already said that. I hope you guys have a great morning or evening or night, and I can't wait to see you next time on Thursday, where we'll be starting our Pride Month. So I hope you guys are ready.